Hello and welcome back. This is Dr. Munjal Thakar from Similia, the Classical Homeopathy Clinic. In our series of study of Hahnemann's literature, and especially the Materia Medica Pura and the chronic disease, on his birthday, we take up yet another very interesting drug. And as I mentioned in my first video, that before every drug in the Materia Medica Pura and the chronic disease, he gives the most important keynotes of the remedy, and the very essence of the remedy comes through in these keynotes. Unfortunately, we are lost in many other books, many other notes, but we have overlooked this very important piece of literature and very authentic piece of literature. So I would urge you all to pay the tribute to this great man. Let us take at least few drugs and read through the introductory part, which includes the keynote picture of this remedy, the very essence of the remedy. So today I take up Aurum Metallicum from the chronic disease, and I read what he writes in the keynotes. The first thing he writes: hypochondria, melancholy, surfeit of life, and impulse to suicide. The very central picture of the Aurum state of mind. Then further he says, in italics, he says rush of blood to the head. Then he also says, again in italics, toothache from rush of blood to the head with heat in it. Now this is very interesting. And he further goes on to say rush of blood to the chest. And this is where we find the golden string running right through in the Aurum pathology, is congestion, rush of blood to the upper part of the body. Then he further says caries of the bones of the palate, of the nose. And he says induration of the testes of long standing, prolapse and induration of the uterus. Again, giving the second most important pathogenesis of Aurum is induration and into the gonads, into the sexual organs of the system. And then he further goes on to give the symptoms of the eyes, where he says obscuration of the vision through black dots floating before the eye. Then he says inguinal hernia, falling down unconscious with blueness of the face, and fit of suffocation with severe constrictive tightness in the chest. And finally, he brings us the most important ailment from is injuries from abuse of mercury. And lastly, bone pains. Like he said, caries of the bone, we also have bone pains, especially at night, and gouty nodosities. In these 4 or 5 lines, we see the whole Aurum, every pathogenesis, every sphere of action is truly covered. It is a masterpiece, which I would urge all of you to make an attempt to read at least a few remedies. So do share this video, do like, and do subscribe to our channel for more such interesting piece of information.